Today, let's start with the 1909 penny, the two oldest pennies I have in my collection. And if you saw my 12-cent video, you'll know that these two 1909s are pennies that I did not have in my collection before. They were given to me by a friend. So I added them to the collection, and I think it's time to go look at them. When I look at them under the scope, you can tell they're not in really good shape at all. They're okay, they're gradable, you can tell what they are. The one on the left is definitely worse than the one on the right. But that's okay. They're still good pennies. I like them very much. And I'll probably hang on to both of them. If I were to give them a color grading, I would say they're red-brown. The one on the right. The one on the left, probably brown. But they're still pretty. And while I'm not a professional grader, they're definitely better than a 2. Maybe a 3 for the one on the left. Maybe a 4 for the one on the right. Maybe as good as an 8 for the one on the right. But I wouldn't go any higher than that. And because of them being red, brown, and in such a low grade, I'm going to look at the 4 for the 1909. So I'm just going to look at the 1909 brown, red, brown. I'm not even going to look at the brown because the best one grade is at a 60, and that's definitely not. So we're just going to look at the 4 for the 1909. And if either of these are a VDB, we'll look at the brown for the VDB and the red, brown for the VDB as well. Definitely not going to look at the red because we know it's not one of those. And then look at the 4 to 6, 8 range. They've only graded a 6 that have sold at auction for $6 and $7. And it costs you $30 to have one graded. Why would you do that? In my opinion. Still, if you're adding it to your collection, maybe for your lowball collection, why not? I looked on eBay, and this one sold for $5 in about the same shape, if not just a little bit better. And then I did a quick search for about 8 more of them, average about $4.39 per. Not too bad for a penny. Now let's look at them a little bit closer. But before we do that, I just want to show you this. This one was graded at an MS67 brown. And according to PCGS, only one of these has been found. Hasn't sold at auction, but there has been one at a mint grade 67 that has been found. The MS66 brown, however, which I think is in much better shape, in my opinion, has sold at auction for $168. They're estimating the average value to be about $210. Zooming in on these guys, I don't see anything really spectacular. I don't see any errors. Of course, they are in bad shape, especially this really bad one. Don't see any doubling. Nothing really exciting. Other than it's just old. Still tell what it is. It's pretty worn. America. But again, I don't see any errors. And this one, of course, is in a little bit better shape. Not a whole lot. It, I believe, is just dirt. It doesn't look like corrosion. And look at that right there. We'll zoom in on that a little bit, see what we can see, but I do believe that's a VDB. And it is very faint, but you can see the VDB. So we'll have to go back and look at that one too. And I'm only going to look at this 1909 VDB in brown because mine is definitely not a 12, the best you can get out of here. So it's probably worth about 18 bucks. So I'm just going to look at that one. And of course that one is absolutely beautiful. MS66 in brown. Mine is definitely not in that good of shape. And in looking at the price guide, a 4, 18 bucks, a 6, 18 bucks. Not too bad for a penny. And I'm definitely going to put this bad one, the worst of my worst, I'm going to put that in my lowball collection. I'm probably going to hang on that for a long time. Build a collection of lowball coins. I reckon in the next video, I'll continue the theme of pre-war pennies, and we'll look at a few more in detail, like the 1915, the 1926, and the 1934. My next oldest is the 1941. I call those pre-war pennies because, Alexa, when did World War II officially start?
The Second World War started on August 31st, 1939.
There you have it. U.S. officially entered World War II in 1941. So these are my pre-war pennies. Again, thank you for watching The Coin Nerd. Let's see what we find tomorrow. And hopefully the next video will be better.